Greetings and welcome back to Switch2Linux. Man, I got dark all of a sudden. I wasn't that dark before I was actually running the camera. Funny. Oh well. Happens that way. I'll just be in darkness to the whole stream. Why not? Anyway, how's everybody doing on this wonderful Saturday afternoon? Well, it's Saturday afternoon where I am. Some of y'all might be in time travelers. It might be Sunday where you are. Who knows? And yeah, you might be watching this another day later. I don't know. But anyway. Today we're going to have a look at Ubuntu 19.10 beta, which dropped, I believe yesterday is when it dropped. So, let's see, Babar, hello, how's it going there? Won't be long before GNOME 3.34. It probably already is there, it's just that the file that reports the version of GNOME in Ubuntu is not updated yet. So, on mine, 3.34 is there, it just still says 3.33, 3.9, whatever it is, 3.3x repeating, whatever. Anyway, hello, the number who never gave up. Greetings to you. Mr. Anarchy, how's it going there? Mostly ugly, it's Ubuntu, huh? It depends. Ricky, how's it going there, Ricky? Simply Linux, hello. Life sucks. Hi, how's it going, Life sucks? Does your life suck? Tried Ubuntu 19.10 beta. It takes forever to load to the main screen. I was finding that sometimes it would get caught in some loop error and it just would sit there and spin forever until you forced it down. I usually found that more on shutdown rather than startup, but we'll see what happens today. I don't know what we're going to encounter. I'm a little off balance, aren't I? Straighten me out a little bit. There you go. I'm a little straighter now. Straighten you out. Straighten up, you know. All right. Let's see. Hello, Bob Devereaux. Greetings to you. Good morning from the West Coast. Hello, Andrew. I hope it's nice over there in the West Coast. Plans to have more home cooking hacks. Not in the immediate future. I have one more piece of footage recorded I could put into a video, but I just have too many things on the plate right now that I just can't fit them in. But, if I get to the point where I can resign from web design stuff, then yeah, I'll definitely put up more. I like doing those. They just take too much time to put together for what I get out of them. And so it's, it's not something I'm going to do in the short term anyway. There's no short term plans, but who knows? I do have footage recorded for a nice ham and bean soup. Simply Linux, hello. Alexander, greetings. Aram, hello there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going? Ben Fitzpatrick, how's it going there? Gonna hide roller coaster. Going to ride the roller coasters. Nice. Which ones? Hello, Don. Greetings, DJ Ware. Sisman, how's it going there? Mitchell, hello. KO2610, your number has been called. How's it going there? Okay. Hello, string of numbers. I'll just call you Pi. Okay. Tried Ubuntu here. Very impressed. All right. Greetings from Ireland. Very good. Hello, Frank. Greetings there. I haven't tested this new Ubuntu myself yet, but I heard it's good. Now I can watch someone while eating breakfast. All right. Yeah, I saw you were streaming. I didn't get a chance to jump on, but I saw it was there. Hello, Renard. Greetings to you. Fabio, hello. Did I do my homework? At Mitchell. All right. Did Mitchell do his homework? I'm like, did I have homework? Did I have homework? I don't know. I don't know if I had homework or not, but anyway. Well, are we about ready to jump on into this distro here? Let me get some more coffee. Hey, Kitty, I might need to move you. He's like, don't move me, man. You dragged me from upstairs. I was comfy on the couch. Now I'm comfy on the desk, and you're thinking about moving me again. You gonna be a good kitty? Are you? All right. He's like, don't move me. Want some coffee? You want some coffee? Ooh, coffee. All right. Tried Ubuntu Mate. Looks good. All right. Very good. All right, I got to find my things here. Let's go ahead and get started. Need to find my title screen there. There we are. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Today we're going to have a look at the new Ubuntu 19.10 beta, which when I'm recording this video was just dropped yesterday. There's probably some updates in the daily build already if you're watching this really close to the date. And what we want to get in and talk about here is there is some really good and amazing things Ubuntu is bringing to the table, and there are some concerns that I had as well. And so we're going to go ahead and dive on into this. And with that, let's go ahead and start out looking at their websites. So this is pronounced Eon Ermine. All right, so this is Ubuntu 19.10 Eon Ermine. So, of course, somebody over on Reddit, how do you even pronounce this? Answer, I can't install Debian. No. That's Eon. It's just the British spelling, different from us over here in the United States. But you can come over here and grab a desktop image, grab a server install image. There are also the various, are all the things in here or not? I don't think all of the flavors are here, but you can actually grab, I did not grab the link where you can grab all the different flavors to it as well, but you can get all the different Ubuntu flavors are also ready to test as their betas as well. OMG Ubuntu does have some information about it, as well as the updated links. And the reason I wanted to pull this out is one of the bad parts is this is one of the concerns I had with Ubuntu, that they're so rigid on their development and release schedule that they're not actually meeting their goals. So in this, they have all these things that they're planned for. Is this the right article or is it the other one? Okay, here we go. Linux kernel 5.3. Yes, this is here. GNOME 3.34. Yes, this is here, but their system is not properly reporting it yet. Experimental ZFS file system install option, not present in the beta. Might be in the daily build by now, but it's not present in the beta. Ships NVIDIA drivers on the ISO, I do not know. Since I consciously run Linux, I do not need to use NVIDIA, so I use AMD. So I'm not completely sure. Flickr free boot for Intel users, I cannot confirm. Ubuntu dock trash does not appear to be in here, and external drive icons apparently does not seem to be in here either. There is a revamped theme. Someone said this is a light theme, which is apparently not in here. And there's theme support for apps, and there is the firewall as now available as a snap. So with this, when the final release is done, if this is all pulled off, is going to bring a lot of fascinating things to the table. But as of the beta, which is, this is a distro that's set to release in only about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe about 3 weeks or so. The experimental file system, which they hyped up. Now, this is a big deal because ZFS, no Linux distro has the option to install ZFS on the install. You can install it on several distros, but this would be the first distro that does. According to the developers, they said that they have it. It was in there, it just was not reviewed yet, which is why it was not pushed out to the installation. So the installer is nothing new. The installer, it just has all of your basic stuff in there, and there's nothing, nothing different from the installer from you've seen it from the past. Apparently, as soon as that has been reviewed, then it will be pushed out. So it's going to be pushed out somewhere in the daily build cycle, I hope. And that's kind of a danger of not including something like that in the beta. And again, the Ubuntu trash talk, these are all final, very minor things in there, but that's kind of what we are anticipating. They're also saying that it should run a lot faster. It is based on GNOME 3.34, so I have no reason to believe it will not run any faster or not. And I was encountering some problems with the beta, at least on a virtual machine, where it would either be really slow to boot or would never shut down. It gets caught in some loop, and I had to force the machine down. So we'll kind of see if hopefully we don't get any of those issues here. Let's go ahead and dive on in and see what we get. I'll start talking again when this... Oh, never mind. It's already up. All right, so here we are. Let's make sure things are actually working behind the scenes. It does not appear as though I can actually do anything with that. We'll go ahead and move the kitty. And this is the problem, that sometimes this just boots right up, and sometimes it just hangs. So there's something wrong under the hood here. The problem is usually you can push your up or your down to get into your terminal feed and see what's going on, and I can't do that right now. So I'm pretty much stuck on this screen here. Well, let's go to the comments until this thing does something useful. Hello from Austria. Greetings, Austria. How are you doing? Disco Dingo is a cool name. This one, not so much. I think one of the challenges with this name is a lot of people don't know how to pronounce the Eon because it's not a universally way of spelling it. But I don't know. Yeah, we're still stuck on the boot up screen. Don't see Ubuntu 19.10 on the website. You're going to have to find you need to find the beta releases or the development schedules. There's a link in the video description. It'll take you to it. Ermin. Okay. There's a light theme in daily, but it seems they opted back for the dark header bar in the light theme. All right. Yeah, we're still stuck on the loading screen, and I cannot get out of this and see what's going on. So you should be able to, anytime you have a Linux loading screen, if you push the up or the down keys, the up or the down arrows, it should get rid of the booting screen to show you what's going on because you can actually see the terminal code. And what I suspect is that the thing is stuck. And so I'm going to go ahead and force the machine down, and we'll just try and reboot it. Oh wait, hold on, I think it did something. Maybe. I have this amazing black screen right now, so I'm not completely sure what's going on. I'm going to give the amazing black screen about another 10 or 15 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and I'm going to force the machine down and reboot it. Firmware, not firewall. No, the Ubuntu firewall or the UFW firewall is now a snap package. Nope, we're just sitting here on a black screen. And this is the problem, is that sometimes I was getting this thing running and it was working perfect, and sometimes it just gets completely stuck. So there's definitely something going on under the hood, and this is the problem that you get when you're trying to be forced on some schedule, is you're not getting the distro out when it works, you're getting it out when the schedule says so. And this is why nearly everything based on Ubuntu 18 sucked, because Ubuntu 18 as its core was not super stable when it came out, but it had to come out because the calendar said to come out. Hopefully we can get this thing booted. If not, we're going to go into the live key and we're going to reinstall it. See, Snap continues to be pushed all the way. Oh, more than you know it. Escape normally? Let me try escape. Nope, that doesn't work either. I usually just push the up-down arrows. Nope. Off to a good start. Yep. The beta is behaving like alpha releases. Dude, when I was using Ubuntu 16 pre-alpha, the thing was more stable than this crap. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill it, and we're just going to go ahead and reinstall it. We'll go ahead and do a live install of the system as well. So all right, so in my video here, we are trying to boot the machine after it's been installed, and it simply will not boot. So we're just going to go ahead and load it off of the ISO, and we're going to reinstall the machine, and hopefully reinstalling the machine will actually get something that works. So this one here should go right on into our traditional Ubuntu load screen where I should be able to do this. And I'll say that when I was first testing this last night, I got this, I actually tested, I wanted to poke around at a lot of things, I installed it, everything was good. I just wanted to show you guys the very beginning of the thing, and so I was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and install it, and then just not reboot the system. And so doing that, apparently, I'm now stuck in a boot loop where I cannot boot into the system. So we're gonna have to go ahead and reinstall the system. We're going to just erase the whole disk and install it. And we're going to continue. And so there's nothing in here that is surprising if you've installed Ubuntu before. There is nothing different about this. Now, what they will have in here eventually is the option to install ZFS. That is not in here as of this beta release, although it may be in the daily builds by now. Let's go ahead and give this machine a name. We'll call it Ubuntu with a super secret password that is definitely not 123. Does tell me that's a little bit short, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to come back. This will probably only take about 5 minutes or so to install, so we're going to go over, look at the comments, and we will come on back here after it's done installing. All right, I have to show you guys some things that are on the installed version now. Sounds like Windows 10, yeah. Switching to vanilla Debian for the stability, yep. Ubuntu 19.10 is going to be bad. It was really rocking awesome when I tried it first last night. I was about ready to give it a lot of good reports, but man, this is just like, eh. So you booted fine with VirtualBox, all right? And I did yesterday. When I ran it yesterday, the very first time, I suspect what might be happening is when you're done installing it, you have to reboot the machine and go through their initial first questions. And I wanted to stop prior to doing that. So when it gets to installation completed, I just shut down the machine and waited. And then hopefully it'd be able to install or just boot right up and show you that screen. But no. What I should have done is just gotten the thing to work right there and just save the machine state. That's what I should have done. But oh well, you live and learn, right? All right, if the beta is like this, then imagine the next LTS. That's the problem. You know, 1804 was the bad one. Yeah, we're doing a live install, yep. Install Plymouth theme spinner. All right, restart your VM. That should work. I did. Did it a couple times. Just keeps getting stuck. Yes, I'm choosing the minimal install, mostly for the simplicity of installing it quicker. Ubuntu betas are generally slow, and they weren't always. They weren't always. So ZFS is a more advanced file system that it's supposed to give us better performance, better integrity checks, things like that. So according to the comments, they did not specifically miss the deadline for it. What they had the code, it just hadn't yet been audited yet. And so because it wasn't audited, they left it out of the installer. But they said they have it, and it should be in the daily build soon. That's according to the comments going back and forth on OMG Ubuntu when people were talking about it. Hello there. After so many versions, I'm somewhat surprised they have not fixed pretty obvious problems. Yeah. So using Disco Dingo artwork on the install screen. No, it's not Disco Dingo. That thing's looking at me. It's creepy. It's a cute creepy. 2 times one day I've heard people say live and live and learn. Yeah, hey man, live and learn, man. Live and learn. Live and learn. Peppermint did a good job with 1804. Yes, some distros did a good job on it, yeah. Nautilus, although by removal model windows, I cannot, for example, display and compare properties of 2 or more files without opening multiple instances. We are closing in on the completion. We are closing in on the completion. When in doubt, remove quiet splash. Yeah. Hello there, Panks. How's it going there? You haven't missed much. Ubuntu wouldn't start for us, so we're reinstalling it from scratch. It should be done in about 2 or 3 minutes here, or less. Please say your name. Hassan Z. Greetings. How are you? Do you ever consider using Fedora as a daily? No. No, I need more stability than Fedora gives me. Like, I'd use that for a media PC, but not for daily work. I use Mint because it's long-term stable. It's not going to change a bunch of packages on me. I won't have to mess around with a bunch of weird things. So. Installing anything right after its release is a bad idea. Yep. Hey, that's what these Linux channels are for. That'll show you what it's doing. And the reality is, when I did not anticipate this because I downloaded it yesterday. I installed it yesterday. I poked around with it. It was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to come to the stream today and say, this was an amazing distro outside of a couple little odds and ends. And now it's just not working for me. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's the reverse of that thing when your car makes some funky sound, so you take it to the mechanic and it stops making the funky sound. Come on, Ubuntu, I wanted to give you a good review. Yes, kernel 5.3 is already in the system. Think about development style of the elementary OS team. I don't really follow their development style much. I'm not a huge fan of their distro. Changing layout on time date requires installing an override tweak. Huh? There's some things inside I want you guys to see. All right, so if you just jumped on, we're just waiting for Ubuntu to install because the system would not boot. In my experience, if it won't boot, just reinstall it and it should work. Beta 1, need feedback, bug reports from people that run into problems. But the Ubuntu privacy issues, yeah, they're still there. Operating system must be able to install quickly and be usable out of the box. For me, Linux Mint is it. If you have to do an installation at someone far from mine, it should not take more than an hour. Yep. It's Mint 19.2 seems to make my laptop heat up, causing rapid battery discharge. Huh, that's interesting. To use Mint as my daily driver, yep. Software engineer, no, I'm not. I'm an author and a web developer. Modern Linux Mint experience, the more flexibility. OTB with the default options making desktop work around you. Yeah. Did you like best when playing last night? Did it booted? And it was actually pretty fast. Hey, we got to our restart screen. All right, so our installation's done. We want to restart, so this hopefully will not take long. This is the screen here that I should be able to actually get in here and see what's going on, and it should actually shut down, which it looks like it is. So now it kind of wants me to push that button and unmount. Now we get to this stuff. Yeah, look at that amazingness. Woohoo! It kind of means the system will not shut down. It's going to have to be forced to be shut down. So, yeah. So if your thing is sitting like this for all eternity, that's actually why it's stuck in this loop here. Yep. Stuck in a loop. Hopefully it boots this time. Let's give it a try. Please boot. Please boot. Please boot. Snap icon support. Does this mean snaps will apply theme icons rather than package defaults? Not sure. Speed of Gnome in 1910. When it boots, it's actually really nice. Whoa. We got boot. We got boot. It took forever, but we finally got boot. All right. Go ahead and log in with our super secret password. That's definitely not 123. All right, so on first install, we're going to get some pop-up screens. It's going to walk us through some basic settings here. So here you can connect your online accounts. We have Ubuntu single sign-on. That's what they're pushing now. We have Google, Nextcloud, and Microsoft. I am so glad that they got rid of Facebook from that list too. Yay! All right. So over here, you can send them information. This is the controversial screen. Of course, it's still here. Even if you say, no, don't send system info, they still ping the servers. In my experience or in my belief, if you say no, don't send system information, it should not send anything back to Canonical, but it actually does. Why is this a big deal? Because it can be used to fingerprint a system, and that is actually a no-go for some industries. All right, over here, privacy location services defaults to off. If you want to turn them on, you can just toggle this little button here. I'm going to keep my location services turned off. And then over here, if we want, we can open software now to install different software. We'll go ahead and click on done. So here we are on the desktop, and the theming is nice. I do like the theming, and you can see that even in a virtual machine, this guy is actually pretty quick. They do want to install something. We have Ubuntu base. We have a list of things. So I like that they are giving us the list of everything they want to install. We're going to go ahead and install this now because I'm pretty sure that there's nothing here that's going to cause any issues with looking at this distro. Here we have our right-click context menu. We can change our backgrounds, display settings. This one should give us the new GNOME background settings. So if you want to go ahead and change your backgrounds, you can just click on the images here, and then you can set your background or your lock screen. That is an amazing picture. Look at that. Beautiful. I love it. Very nice. We got some other images here as well. So you can also now add a picture right up here. So this is a little bit different from the old way of adding pictures into this. This is something that's a new feature of 3.34, GNOME 3.34. Of course, we have everything else over here. Here's our dock size. If you don't like your dock that large, you can go ahead and change it over there. Everything else in here should be pretty much the same as GNOME. So let's go ahead and have a look at our details. You'll see that it says it's GNOME 3.33.91. That seems to be an issue that it's not updating it's not reporting back the right version of GNOME. But if we actually were to boot up a terminal and look at our GNOME version, then you'll see we are running 3.34. Which is good, and it's very snappy when you're loading things up. It's understand it's also doing some behind the scenes stuff right now for us as well. Let's go ahead and look at our system monitor as well. So here's our system resources. So we're running about 1.8 gig. Just remember that we just booted up Firefox, and it should be installing installing updates in the background as well. So let's go ahead and close that down. Let's close this down. I'm not sure if the updates, the updates are still running. I thought I clicked install now. Maybe I didn't. All right. So now it's 1.3 gig while installing updates. So that's actually good, and it is nice and flashy. So I do like this. This is the minimal install. So with your minimal install here, we do not have any extra software, just all your basic your driver utilities, your various system utilities, and a web browser, and that's all we get. So then you can actually go into your store and you can track down anything else that you might want to install. All right, so here is our software installer, which is just GNOME. So the GNOME software store, I believe, and you can actually grab anything. Now, One of the things that I mentioned earlier on here is we do have GNOME 3.34, although it is not updating properly. That's okay. I can't confirm if the NVIDIA driver's on here now. Why did it change my background? I didn't want that background. It's a cool background. I like it, but I wanted this one. Not sure why it changed my background on me. There we are. Anyway, we do have, they said there's new theming available, but not exactly seeing that unless I missed it somewhere and there's an extra theming somewhere. But anyway, those are kind of minor things. ZFS is scheduled to be released in this version, but it is not on the beta as of yet. Neither is the Ubuntu dock trash can, which I think would be a cool thing. I would like to have my trash can on the dock. Was one of those things pushed up. Now, the thing that I want to look at is saying there's some issues here, and it's something I've warned about, and then people are like, oh, no, you're just passing on FUD. I'm going to show you something. All right, so first we're going to have a quick look at our snap list. So this is everything that is involved, that is installed with snap. We have Core Snap, we have Core 18, we have GNOME, GNOME Calculator, GNOME Characters, GNOME Logs, GTK Common Themes. Okay, now, the problem is they're starting to install software through apt, which installs snap. So if we do a sudo apt install Chromium browser, enter my super secret password, installing the Chromium snap. So this is what I was talking about. I get and I understand if you want to have snap capabilities on your system. But when I want to install something and I'm using apt, why are we installing the snap version? And by the way, this is such an easy line of code. It is very possible that what we're going to start to see is this erosion of the software repos available to Ubuntu. And we're going to start seeing that even if you are used to and installing things via the apt command line, that it's going to install snap packages anyway. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this to finish installing. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and have a look at, it looks like it's going a little faster. All right. So now if I go up and look at our snap list again, look at that. We have Chromium install this snap. Now, of course, going back to the Snapcraft page when there was some malicious stuff put in their system about a couple years ago, they came out and said, hey, we're shifting to this model. Instead of trusting the code, we want to trust the developers. Well, who makes Chromium? Oh, Google? Yeah. So now if you are running your sudo apt, you are getting snap packages installed. Now, this is the only app I know of that's going to do that. This is one that I actually reported on this a while back. And I said this is kind of a problem because now you think you're installing through the basic package repository, but what they end up doing for the Chromium web browser is all their apt applications doing is installing the software from the repositories. It's just going and running the snap installer. But it's so easy to do, we'll probably start to see a lot more applications being installed in this way. It's like, I don't want to mess with that. Let's just go ahead and install the snap. The snaps are available. Let's just go ahead and install the snap. And so that's one of those challenges that I have with this system. And I consider that to be a little on the bad side. So, of course, with everything that is based on Ubuntu, how are they all going to respond? And you'll even notice here, I mean, it did just, come on, it did show up at the top of the list. Why is it not showing up at the top of the list now? No applications found. You guys did see that show up at the top of the list. Okay. So here is this. And looking down here, you'll see that the source comes from the Snap Store. Let's go ahead and look at something else. Let's look at Thunderbird. So you can see even Thunderbird there is installed with the Snap Store. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we install it here. Sudo apt install Thunderbird. I don't know if this is going to install from the snap or if this is going to install from the repositories. So it appears as though it's going to be installing from the repositories. So if I were to go into the store and install it, it seems as though it's only going to be installing. Okay, so Thunderbird is not there. You'll see here that if I go to install Thunderbird, that it's going to install in the store, it's going to install it only through the snap package. If I do it through the command line, it's going to install it through the repository. And so now we're starting to get this Microsoft-ish thing of having multiple versions of things running around. So if I wanted to install this and I want to use it specifically from the repos, I will have to now install things through apt, not through our basic software store. So this is a type of thing that we are starting to see in Ubuntu, is we are eroding down the more traditional ways of running applications in favor of snaps. Now, the biggest concern with snaps is they are a centralized system with only one distribution method, and that is the ultimate issue of the problem. So like, I'm not as concerned with Flatpaks or as concerned with app images because there are other ways and means of installing them. The other thing I just wanted to show right here is we are running Linux kernel 5.3.0. So just wanted to show you guys that. It was on my list. Didn't want to forget it. Didn't think of a better way to put that in. So there is my thoughts on the Ubuntu 1910. While they are bringing a lot of excellent things to the table, such as ZFS, although it's not in the beta yet, it should be here. They're getting the GNOME 3.34, very fast stability, otherwise a decently run system, but I'm concerned about this snap issue once again, because if I'm installing something through the terminal, I would expect, if I'm installing through apt, I would expect to install something from the repositories, not to install something through the Snap Store. If I want to install Chromium through the Snap Store, I always have the ability to go and use my snap install Chromium and install Chromium through the Snap Store. So I'm sure I could do the same thing with Thunderbird, where I can install it through the Snap Store if I want to, but if I go into the Ubuntu software store, the easy GUI way to install things, Thunderbird is there, but it's only available as a snap. What if I don't want the snap? And that is where we're starting to get some issues. Now, if this were a little one-off in the corner distro, it wouldn't make a difference. But this is the distro that a lot of Linux distributions are created from. And so if they start to erode their software repositories, they will start to do more damage to the people who do not want to use a centralized software system that is relying on the developer, not the code, to audit. So those are some of my thoughts, my concerns. Overall, if you need to test out Ubuntu, absolutely. I am not telling anybody to stop using Ubuntu. I'm not telling people that Ubuntu is bad. I'm throwing out legitimate concerns into the community so that hopefully we can look at this and correct course a little bit and say maybe we need to have a little bit more clarity. Maybe we need to have a separate place for snaps versus apps. And ultimately, this brings credibility to what I talked about with the Ubuntu and the apt and snapped controversy that I caused back in February, all right? And this is the end game of that. I'm installing a web browser through apt and it installs a snap, and that is a problem. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Do you care about that? Do you not care about that? Let me know in the comments down below. Woohoo, it finally worked. It finally worked. All right. I'm going to leave that open for a little bit while I'm going to look at some comments here. Looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments. All right. Okay. Think about the new Ubuntu. I hope you saw the rest of that to see what I'm thinking about the new Ubuntu. British made, feeling patriotic. Yes, yes. Ubuntu is canonical. It's a British company. Yep. Review Antergos. Here's a review. It died. Although it might run better. I don't know. Oh, I lost my place. Lost my place. There we are. Found my place. All right. Squash FS is having field day. All right. Yeah. Let's try and you'll have the changes. See if it works for you. Yep. Squash FS failed loop, but it has always rebooted for me during that spam. Okay, yeah. Menu icon is cool. Could you please share it with us? Which menu icon? My menu icon? RAM usage. Let me see what the RAM usage looks like now that nothing is running. Let's see if HTOP is installed. Okay, I installed HTOP and it is running. Let me find this guy here. HTOP tells me it is running at 1.07 gig. So, you know, we've had the software store running. We've had some updates running, just some basic things. So that's kind of what we're seeing. So about a gig, which is just fine. I don't have any problems with that. I am having problems with the fact that my terminal's not closing. All right. All right. You're booting the live CD. No, not on the reboot, because this will always kick out the live key. CLI stuff at the boot removed. Well, I don't know, maybe not. The thing is that if something's not working, it's important to have that information to diagnose it. So, I think my online accounts is the best part of Ubuntu. That's right. Good to see Nextcloud integration, yes. For Ubuntu 2004, it could be more stable, uses the latest Gnome, so RAM usage and performance will be better, yeah. Probably. Yeah, Gnome keeps getting better as far in terms of usage and stuff. Icon set newer Gnome, tighter snap age, yeah. Actually a Blender job, nice, yep. Reading the wallpaper, yep, contest entries. I hope they change the login screen. I don't know, let me see what the login screen looks like again. Log out, and all right, so here's your login screen. So over here, you can click on this, you can choose, so we have Ubuntu, or we can actually go Ubuntu on Wayland. On a virtual machine, Wayland is pretty slow. Oh, I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent towards it. I don't know. I don't really care that much about my login screens, to be honest, but yeah, that's me. Yeah, Facebook is under there. Under Wayland, it's more quick. I'm not under a virtual machine. Let me try it though. Let me go ahead and give it a try. All right, we're on Wayland now, so. Yeah, see how it's hesitating a little bit more on Wayland. Yeah, on real hardware, Wayland might run a little bit better. On a virtual machine, definitely not. But it doesn't seem to be bad, actually. It does seem to be pretty good. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you for that super chat. I will get down to that. Let me get down to that right now, in fact. Told you I use a Chromebook. Would I be part of the Linux community? Well, it depends on whom you ask, personally. I'm not a huge fan of saying a Chromebook is specifically Linux because, unless you can get into a terminal and do all the things you can do on a Linux system, I don't know if those features are put into Chromebook. But ultimately, I wouldn't have a problem with it one way or the other. It just, being in the Linux community just means, you know, throw virtual machine on your Windows computer and play around with Linux distros. There, you're in the Linux community, you know. It doesn't matter one way or the other, I don't think. Yeah, so I don't care. I'm not going to look down at you at it because we all need to use the systems that make sense to us. And so I think that's the important thing to say. Thank you for that super chat. Automatically. Oh, did I? Is there an automatically changing background? Let me see that. If there's a way to set this to automatically change, I'm not specifically seeing it. That'd be a neat option, though. I like automatically changing backgrounds. I think they're cool. Will it work after the updates and a reboot? Oh, I don't know. Let's try and reboot it. Let's see what happens. All right, we're going to restart the system. We'll give you an update. Changes throughout the day wallpaper. I didn't think I selected that particular wallpaper, but, you know, maybe. Yes, you can come up, kitty. Kitty's like, I want to come up, man. There we go. Anyone consider using Ubuntu nowadays? There's so many more choices. I don't know. I think one of the things about Ubuntu is it is very easy to install. It has a lot of big name recognition behind it. So I think that that's probably the reason why, but I don't know. Ubuntu should get rid of activities and put the application button on the top. Okay. Messed around with OpenZFS on Linux, but I've heard terrible things. Ubuntu is the de facto people for Linux when it comes to popularity. Yep. So far, yeah, so far we got nothing. So far it's hung on that boot screen again. Is there a monitor setting? Maybe. I can't get back into the distro to see. These are trying to recreate Unity with Gnome, yeah. In the future on Fedora, you'll get Flatpaks installed exactly in the same vein. Oh, Lord. No. I think at least snaps have, in my experience, have worked better than Flatpaks. I've had problems on Flatpaks. Canonical Amore doesn't have my trust in their choices to add popularity contests before. Can't get it out of your mind. Yep. Google doesn't make Chromium. They make Chrome. Chromium is its own project. No, it is a Google-funded project, I believe. Worthwhile installing on Snap is Nextcloud because open source does not mean quality open documentation. Actually, last time I tried to build somebody in Nextcloud using Snap, it failed abysmally. I just went through and manually created it. But, of course, I know how to run servers. So, you know how to run servers. Snaps just don't make a lot of sense. Running a server, I can run everything I need to. Ubuntu has snaps in their repositories. Aren't those package formats supposed to be separated? Not anymore. Yeah, we are stuck on the boot screen. Yep. We're stuck and I can't get out of that thing. We're just stuck. Should we try and reboot it again? A lot of people prefer a less efficient app format. Understand if one of the repos is buggy or not available, but Why prioritize them? Yeah. I don't run Ubuntu anymore. Snaps and Flatpaks run a higher risk of viruses. Yeah. Like app images, personally, they're installable to the system and easily put on a flash drive and just start working. Yeah, app images, I think of the 3 platforms, I think I like app images the most. All right, we're stuck. Ubuntu's stuck. Let's just kill it and try rebooting it. So yeah, apparently if you're running Ubuntu, make sure you can reboot it, I guess. Oop. Yeah, KDE, depending on your distro, it could be buggy, but I don't know. The only bug I've ever found really with KDE is on bouncing between KDE and Kodi. That's the only bug I've generally ever seen. Yeah, it looks like we are not going to be able to reboot this Ubuntu. Yep, distribution system is proprietary. That's the biggest problem with them. Pop OS. Yeah, Pop OS is pretty good. They've done a lot of neat things under the hood to fix things up. All right, let me try one more thing here. Let me see if I can. All right, Kitty, you're going to have to get out of my way here for this, cat, because, dude, cat, get out of my way. I need to get into this. Come on. I'm trying to get into the grub menu over here and see if I can actually access anything or not. No, it's... Oh, wait. But I did get actually to the point where I can... I did get to the point where I can see what's going on under the hood. So, woohoo! We'll see what that looks like. Ooh, try installing it via Synaptic. Whoa! Holding Shift actually allowed me to boot into the system. Wow. Okay, so installing through Synaptic is just a GUI for apps. So apt will do the same. Synaptic will do the same thing. Is Synaptic even installed on this? It's not. All right, so let's go ahead and install Synaptic. Is it actually just Synaptic? Sudo apt install. Is it just called Synaptic? I don't know. I don't even know. Hey, apparently it is. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into that. Somebody asked about monitor support. So that would be in our settings. And going into our settings, you'd want to go down, I think, under devices. Let's see. Yeah, so under displays, here is some monitor support, so you can scale it. Is that what you were asking about? Okay, so apparently we are using it without administrator privileges. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a quick look. Let's look at Chromium. So you see Chromium browser. Let's see. Chromium Snap. Nope. And then these are the games. But yeah, all of the Chromium, even through this, are all from the Snap. Let me actually look at our other one, though, which was Thunderbird. Let me see what options we have under Thunderbird. Okay, so here is Thunderbird there. I don't see these. I don't see the specific Thunderbird from Snap. So If we want to install Thunderbird through the Snap package, it looks like you'd have to go through the basic store for that. Okay. Hey, now the system's working, let me know if there's anything else I need to look into. Let me boot up something with a white background so at least I can have a little bit of a front light on me. There we go. Okay. KD has frozen all my windows. Cannot move. Uh-oh. Switched from Mac to Linux. I'm very happy. Very good. If you want to avoid snaps and flat packs, you're most welcome to Slackware or Gentoo. See, on Mint, though, while Flatpak support is embedded, which is problematic, I'm never forced to use the Flatpaks. I'm too critical of Snap. No, I'm not. I am raising serious issues with Snap that are not being addressed by the community. So here's the issue: is that somebody snuck malware into a Snap, and in response, Snapcraft, which runs Snap, comes in and says, and basically doesn't care about it, and then says, well, we're shifting our entire model from trusting the code to trusting the developers. It's directly on their website. So the question is, and of course you look at their developers, Microsoft and Facebook and Spotify and Mozilla, and then when I'm asked, do I trust these developers? Of course I don't trust those developers. If I trusted Microsoft, I'd stay on Windows, right? I mean, that's the reality. No, I'm not too critical of Snap. I'm raising legitimate concerns that nobody's talking about. No, Ubuntu's not bad, just a little impractical. Yeah. Less and less like Linux nowadays. Yeah, it is starting to become more like Windows and Mac, isn't it? Ugh. So what if it's a package without Snapd? You can't use snaps? Yeah. So if you actually look at the code, let me see if I can find it. Like I said, I reported on this. I reported on this before, but what happened is, if you actually look at the repository code for Chromium, I'm not going to be able to find it now. But if you find it, if you look for that repository code for the Chromium browser, instead of installing the browser, it just goes to the Snap store. They just change it to just go and run Snap in the background. Snapcraft is going the way of Microsoft Store, where they don't audit their stuff. Yeah. If you're a trusted developer, hey, you're a trusted developer, man. You're a trusted developer. You get free reign, put anything in here. And then they end up putting in spyware and all sorts of other stuff that wasn't somebody didn't hack in the code. It's they put in stuff that we don't want as Linux users. That's why a lot of people switch to Linux, is to avoid the data tracking. And if you're just allowing these companies free reign to put anything in there and you're not auditing what they're doing, that causes some serious problems. Same version of GNOME used for Zorin 15. No, 1910 is the first time that Chromium issue was showing up. I don't think it was in 1904 anyway, but I think it was 1910. And so Zorin 15 is based on the 1804, so that is still installing Chromium through a repo. Difference between any of these distros, only difference is the desktop environment. So there's some differences in distros. Not all of them, but yeah. Newest update a while ago. The glitches are very minimal. No graphic glitches at all. I should put plasma on my Arch system. That'd be fun. Not even running a gig with Brave open and with this stream, yeah? Gnome tweaks installed by default. I don't think so. No, Gnome tweaks is not installed by default. Now they can provide a definitive Chromium experience regardless of Ubuntu version because Snap is bringing compatible libs with it. Well, you know what? Don't care. I don't want to run Chromium as a Snap. I'd just rather not run Ubuntu. How is Mint LTS better than Ubuntu LTS? Mint cares more about what its users say. They are a lot more focused on they're a lot more focused on security and privacy. They, like I said, they listen to their users. They do things that make sense for the community, not make sense for them as a company. Did I accidentally misclick and remove? Who, me? Did I accidentally remove Jessica Fermi's message? I'm sorry. Oh, is that me? I think that might have been somebody else. Not force a snap package install. Not through apt. Yep, not through apt. They shouldn't. Thank you again, Linux Sucks, for that super chat. Don't think Snap should be installed from the repository. Yep. Isn't Wayland still buggy? I don't like running Wayland. I find it to be buggy as all get out for the things that I try and do with it. Do you like the idea of Wayland? All for it, but I have a few bad experiences. Yeah, eventually it'll be up there. Ooh, life sucks. Thank you. Have you heard of FreeBSD? Yes. My router is pfSense. That is based on FreeBSD. I find that it's general, like BSD is now where Linux was a long time back. So I'm not a huge fan of it. I may not be able to get to everybody's comments. What's my time, is it? Okay. Yeah, I may not be able to get to everybody's comments. I need to head out here in about next 15 minutes or so. Door 30, still very pleased, albeit my DNF update still broke. Every time I tried recording my screen in Wayland, always video goes black. Yes, that is because Wayland does not allow you to share resources between different applications. Not sure if that's fixed yet, but yes, that is one of the biggest concerns with Wayland is if you're doing video production type stuff, yeah, probably not going to be able to use Wayland. Some of those might be fixed, but I don't know. First BG in the list and the changes throughout the day wallpaper. Clocks in. Yes. So that's looking at these ones here that has the little clock in it. Those ones there, what'll happen is something in the thing will change throughout the day. I thought this one had one too. So if you set those, then depending on what day it is, usually like the colorations or things will change. But I had clicked just this one. I have no idea how that other desktop, how the other wallpaper got put on. Although it is nice though, I gotta say. It is a pretty nice background. That is a background I would probably run on a system. But yeah. Yes, I do believe it is Pizza's birthday. Is Pizza on today? I don't think I have my birthday screen on this one here. I can probably make it though. There's kernel panic after updates. Yeah. Ubuntu Budgie now uses Firefox. Yeah. This kitty is... How old are you, kitty? He's 9. I think he's 9. My other one's 11. Helped your IT teacher install Linux Mint. Very good. Very cool. Kitty Neon has so many updates almost every day. It was much buggier experience. Yeah. Looks like I might have to just get down and cover super chats. FreeBSD is where Linux was in the early 2000s. Yeah, it's worth keeping an eye on, but it's not like the biggest concern. Like people complain about Wi-Fi adapters in Linux. Pfft, you see nothing until you see BSD. They don't even support N. I have a nice BGN wire adapter on my pfSense router, but it doesn't support N functionality. So if I connect to the Wi-Fi directly on my pfSense box, I'm using, 10-year-old or older wireless technology. That's why everybody running pfSense always uses a wireless access point. Because you need to plug a wireless access point in to get decent internet through pfSense. I think Snappy Package should be installed from the official repository. It's kind of sneaky. That's a concern. Yeah, that's my biggest concern with them. Was to tolerable? No, they managed to make it tolerable for a short while. Yeah. I'm just going to scan comments down here. I got to go in a few minutes. So. My apologies if I'm not getting to all your comments today. Looks like an alpha. Yeah, except 16 alpha ran better than this. Snaps and Flatpaks are a huge waste of time and money and things. Yeah. Install Wine as a Flatpak or Snap, maybe, rather than have to install 32-bit library under the sun, yeah. So this is still supporting those 32-bit libraries, by the way. Yep, Ubuntu 19.10 is bugging out on boot right now, yep. Yep. Give me a Chromebook as a birthday present. Very good. Hey, man, I'd take free computer devices. That's not bad. It's always find a use for it. No, on a virtual machine, if you do Control-Alt-F2 for another try, that'll usually override your system will run it instead of your box. So I don't do that on virtual machines anymore. Haven't had trouble with Kodi KDE since it changed to X11. Yeah, I haven't tried it in about a year maybe, so maybe I should try it again. Chrome project is directly maintained by Google. Yeah, it's funded by Google. However, a different development team develops Chromium browser and its engine. Yeah. Love Ubuntu, but can't use GNOME 3. Yeah, at least they have the flavors you can try. Point of Linux is to have a choice, and Linux should hurt a little bit. Yep. Does Fedora come with Flatpak apps pre-installed? I'm not sure. Snap is proprietary. That alone should raise a red flag. Yep. Saying you don't like snaps is like saying you're an atheist. In what way? Sounds like removing snaps is not an option anymore. Nope. Not on Ubuntu. Hello, Blackworm. Greetings. Now, I don't... Since I'm not a computer hobbyist, I have no desire to test BSDs. ClamAV. I don't know what version ClamAV is. I don't even run antivirus on Windows computers. What are you talking about? I'm just going to go ahead and install it, and I'll let you know. Hey, Kitty, please don't knock my camera off the desk. I'd appreciate it. I don't know. I installed ClamAV, but how do you actually? Let me try this. I actually checked the version number. Yeah, well, I installed it, but I don't know how to check the version number of it. I'd figure it'd just be ClamAV version number, but that's command not found. Oh, is Pizza streaming right now? Yeah, if Pizza's streaming right now, then let's all go and do a STL raid on Pizza. Thank you again, Blackworm, for that super chat. How's the beta regarding snaps? Hey man, they're embedded. They're tying in there tight. My Ubuntu machine is hacked. What can I do to investigate it? Honestly, I don't know. New Linux user. Well, thank you for stopping by, Jimmy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down Ubuntu now. So hopefully by the time I get to the end here, I'll be able to see that. Yeah, if they could just open source. All right, so that's Pizza 11 Nerds stream. Awesome. All right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Thanks everybody for jumping along, and head on over to Pizza 11 Nerds stream over there. Farron OS has dropped the link in there. Head on over to his stream and type in STL Raid and say happy birthday. So STL Raid Pizza 11 Nerds stream, guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I will have the edited version of this video up. Oh man, guys, we can't leave without feeding the kitty. We gotta feed the kitty. Just, come here, you. Come here. There you go, buddy. All right, I guess he's just going to moon you through the other camera. Hold on, kitty. Hey, kitty, excuse me. Come here. You're about to knock the monitor off the thing, and I don't want you to knock my monitor off the desk. Here you go. There you go. What do you think, huh? Right here. Are the finger licking good? They are. They're finger licking good. All right. All right, guys, jump on over to Pizza Stream, say hello over there, and happy birthday, and tell them STL Raid. We will catch you guys later, and thanks for hanging out.